Should you spy on your fiance in the Philippines? I'm Tessie. I'm not a family counselor. I am just a human being expressing my opinion. And you can take my advice or you can leave it. Case scenario. You're a Filipina American, early 30s, working in the US. Have never been married, no kids. And you don't really have relatives in the Philippines anymore. You went on a tour in the Philippines and met this handsome guy in his early 30s. He substituted for a tour driver. Lucky guy. Substituted at the right time. It was, I guess, love at first sight. And you spent a couple of days together. When you came back, you communicated for a year, almost every day. And then visited him for 2 weeks, met his family and friends. Then he proposed. And you accepted. What's the problem? Well, you said, okay, when I get back, I'm going to start applying for your fiancé visa, and then we can plan our weddings both in the Philippines and the United States. Is that okay? And he said, fiancé visa is, it takes time. I would rather go there on a tourist visa. It's faster. And what's the point of getting married in 2 countries? In the Philippines, it'll be expensive, which is true. I have to invite all my relatives. And then you said, it's really important to me to marry in the Philippines because I'm connecting to my heritage. And so, when you came back, every time you brought up these issues, the fiancé visa and the wedding in the Philippines, he was getting irritated. You could never get a straight answer from him. He just kept on repeating what he had told you. So you suspected that maybe, just maybe, he's legally separated. While there's no divorce in the Philippines, there is legal separation and annulment, which is extremely expensive. So you began to suspect that he might be legally separated with no kids. He didn't want fiancé visa because it would reveal that he is married. You flatly asked him if he has been married and legally separated, and he became very defensive. You never got an answer. This has been torturing you. You're thinking of hiring a detective to find out. Now your question is, should you really spy on him? No. You should not spy on him. You should not spend on a detective. You should get this information directly from him. You should be able to express yourself. This is not a good start because it is a question of trust. How can you marry a person you cannot trust? This is a bigger challenge than just getting a detective. Slow down. Don't rush into marriage. That's my first advice. Even if you have been communicating for a year, you are only physically together for a month or less, you really don't know each other. And marriage is a serious matter. It's easy to get married, but to stay married is something else. And believe me, Trust is very important. Marriage is a big decision. Good decisions are based on accurate information. So before your next call, write your script. Tell him what has been bothering you. That you could never get a straight answer from him about these issues. If he has nothing to hide, then he should be okay with the fiance visa. He should be okay with marrying in the Philippines. If he says, okay, that's fine, then no problem. But as you said, he would always be irritated every time you brought up these issues. And chances are, he is legally separated. If he admits, which is, in my opinion, more likely, to being legally separated, then there are solutions like getting his divorce in the US. Now, I can almost predict one or all of the reasons. Number one, he'll say, if I told you that I was legally separated, I would lose you. True. Number two, he could also say, my wife and I have no children, we have no common property. She has left and remarried, and for me, there's no marriage there. I don't feel married. True, but you are still married in the Philippines. You cannot remarry. The third, he'd probably say, I have to lie to give myself a second chance at finding happiness. My wife is happy with her husband now. I deserve to be happy. And besides, if we live in the United States, it wouldn't matter. Excuse me, it matters. It matters to be truthful to your spouse. What will you do? Are you going to break up with him or forgive? In my opinion, just in my opinion, I would break up with him. You have to trust a person. You kept on asking him the same issue and he kept lying. Trust is the backbone of a lasting relationship. Trust will be tested every time during your marriage in terms of infidelity and money. Trust is very important. And in my opinion, just me, by the time he said, oh, actually, all right, I'm legally separated. By the time he says that, I already lost my trust on this person. But it's up to you. Of course, you can also forgive. On his perspective, he probably thought, this is my chance in finding happiness. My wife is already happy with her new husband. Why am I not entitled to this? So my alternative is to lie. Lying is not good. All you have to do, if I were him, he had to just say, look, this is the situation here in the Philippines. I'm legally separated. I'm sorry. I can get a divorce. I mean, it's very simple, and we can get married in the United States. So it is really up to you. But my advice is, if you forgive him, slow down. Do not rush into marriage. And it's up to you. Thanks for watching.